Essentially, I walked you through the New York Times metadata and showed you that this woman had posted on X and essentially just like blared it out to the world. We want a judge to see our side of things. Girl, goodbye. Like, just goodbye. It's like the fakest thing ever. She's now fake lively, crying Reynolds. Brian Friedman says, due to public interest in this case, we have now stumbled upon this, and we're therefore amending this because we think that it shows that she was plotting before.
Could Hollywood's brightest power couple be hiding a secret so big they're willing to change the rules to keep it locked away? Late last night, news broke that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds filed a protective order in a high-stakes legal battle. While these two stars are no strangers to media attention, this move has left everyone guessing what confidential material they want to keep under wraps. The intrigue doesn't end there. The timing, well, after most of us had turned off the lights, suggests a calculated decision meant to prevent immediate backlash or speculation. But what exactly is buried inside those sealed documents, and why is it so crucial for them to guard it? There's something undeniably captivating about the idea of Hollywood's golden couple turning to the courts for secrecy. Few would ever have guessed that such a sunny, seemingly unblemished pair would be at the center of a legal storm. Yet here we are, scanning every available clue to piece together this puzzle. Rumors have already begun swirling online about what might be in those documents. Is it personal? Is it career-threatening? Or is it tied to their ongoing project with Wayfarer Studios and Justin Baldoni? Either way, fans and skeptics alike are bracing for potential revelations that could shift the way we see them forever. It's one thing to file a legal document during standard business hours. It's another to slip it in quietly, almost as if hoping no one notices until the sun rises. That's exactly what Lively and Reynolds did. This maneuver doesn't just create an aura of mystery, it also suggests a sense of urgency. Perhaps they wanted to get ahead of a looming leak or were responding to an unexpected turn in the legal process. The hush-hush nature of the filing has only sparked more questions. Did something critical land on a judge's desk that demanded immediate protection? Was a journalist or a social media insider threatening to expose sensitive information? Publicly, both Lively and Reynolds maintain a polished image. Their brand of humor, family-first attitude, and philanthropic gestures have consistently made them fan favorites. So when a protective order lands in court, it disrupts the narrative of a carefree, picture-perfect couple. Close associates of the pair claim they're simply being diligent in safeguarding sensitive details related to their legal case. Critics, on the other hand, believe there's something far bigger looming behind the curtain. Whichever side of the fence you're on, the midnight timing of this filing speaks volumes about their determination to stay one step ahead of any public fallout. Protective orders aren't entirely uncommon in high-profile lawsuits, but they do raise eyebrows when they involve beloved public figures like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. In essence, a protective order allows the court to keep certain documents, names, or pieces of evidence from public view. Think of it as a legal fortress, where only a select few have the key. This fortress becomes especially significant when the information locked inside has the power to influence reputations, careers, or even personal relationships on a massive scale. For Hollywood stars, controlling the narrative is paramount. 1. Piece of bad press can stick to an actor's image for years, no matter how unfounded it may be. This protective order presumably aims to prevent any unsavory rumors or unverified claims from circulating in the media. But here's the question: why file it now? Many suspect that the discovery process in their current legal entanglement might be unearthing details they'd rather keep private. Whether these details concern finances, internal communications, or something more personal remains a topic of hot debate among fans and industry insiders. One thing is certain: the moment a protective order hits the docket, speculation takes on a life of its own. It's easy to assume that a protective order is purely a legal tactic, but there's often more to the story. In the cutthroat world of Hollywood, preserving one's public image can mean the difference between starring in the next blockbuster or fading into irrelevance. Filing for a protective order sends a message: we're in control, and we won't let this dispute derail our image. Given that Lively and Reynolds are masters of PR, this legal step could be part of a larger strategy to navigate a tumultuous situation while keeping their fan base on their side. This couple has always excelled at balancing charm and wit in the public eye. They roast each other playfully on social media, support each other's projects, and appear at red carpet events looking blissfully united. These gestures are no accident. They reflect a carefully curated brand. So, when a legal hiccup threatens that brand, it's no surprise they'd take significant steps to protect it. Critics argue that this move hints at something big behind the scenes, possibly a major revelation that could break that perfect veneer. Supporters counter that it's a wise action every celebrity would take under similar circumstances. Regardless, it reinforces one universal truth about Hollywood. Behind every smiling photo, there could be a stack of sealed documents and a crisis management team on speed dial. Legal battles often hinge on discovery, the phase where each side collects evidence that can be used in court. This can include emails, text messages, financial records, or witness testimonies, anything that might shape a case. For most of us, the idea of having our private communications laid bare is unsettling. For celebrities, it can be downright career-threatening. Imagine your private jokes, complaints about directors or co-stars, or sensitive financial discussions suddenly becoming front-page news. The embarrassment and potential damage are incalculable. In the case involving Lively and Reynolds, rumors suggest that some of the discovered documents pertain directly to their ongoing disputes with Wayfarer Studios and possibly with other involved parties like Justin Baldoni or the New York Times. While the specifics remain sealed, it's enough to make fans wonder if the documents reveal behind-the-scenes tensions, questionable business practices, or personal conflicts. And if these details are juicy enough, tabloids and social media would have a field day. Hence, the protective order could be seen as a defensive shield, one that keeps prying eyes from transforming routine lawsuit evidence into sensational headlines. Though we can only guess at the content, the mere existence of such protective efforts adds fuel to the rumor mill. Unsurprisingly, once word got out about the protective order, the internet lit up with speculation. Fans took to Twitter to voice everything from supportive messages, "They're just protecting their family," to wild conspiracy theories. They must be hiding something huge. Entertainment blogs, always hungry for fresh angles, dissected every court document snippet available online, pointing out interesting phrases like non-public material or sensitive personal data. It's like watching a digital whodunit, where everyone thinks they've got the next big clue. Some users claim to have insider information, suggesting that the sealed documents detail behind-the-scenes feuds or surprising alliances. Others believe it might relate to financial entanglements or brand deals the couple prefers to keep private. Then there are those who speculate it's connected to potential hush-hush tensions involving other A-listers in Hollywood. Perhaps the protective order is safeguarding not just Lively and Reynolds, but also big names who might be dragged into the drama. While these ideas remain unconfirmed, one fact stands. This legal move has ignited curiosity to a degree rarely seen, proving again that when Hollywood secrets are hinted at, the public's fascination skyrockets. Protective orders in celebrity cases aren't new, but each one sets a precedent for how far stars can go to shield their personal affairs. If the court upholds the couple's request in its entirety, it could pave the way for more public figures to follow suit whenever they find themselves in messy legal scenarios. Imagine a future where high-profile lawsuits become increasingly opaque, with entire sections blacked out to protect reputations. That's a scenario that journalists, fans, and critics alike might find frustrating, but it's also a protective measure that celebrities have every incentive to pursue. On one hand, some argue that celebrities deserve privacy. Just because someone is famous doesn't mean every personal email or text message should be open to public scrutiny, especially if it's irrelevant to the core legal issue. On the other hand, the public's hunger for transparency in high-profile cases can be a force of accountability. When sensitive details are sealed away, it leaves room for speculation to fill the void, often leading to rumors that may be even more damaging than whatever the truth might be. In this sense, the protective order can be a double-edged sword. It prevents direct harm from the content of those documents, but it magnifies speculation about their hidden nature. The entire situation underscores the precarious balance between celebrity status and personal privacy. Stars like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds thrive on public goodwill, but that same spotlight can become a harsh interrogator when controversy arises. When the couple engages in legal maneuvers to keep information sealed, they walk a tightrope. Too much secrecy can invite accusations of a cover-up, but too little transparency might expose them to a wave of negative press. So far, it seems they've chosen the path of caution, fully aware that anything less could spell chaos. This saga also highlights the power dynamics within Hollywood. Lively and Reynolds aren't just famous faces. They're influential brand ambassadors and business people with powerful allies. Their ability to file a protective order and have it seriously considered reflects a certain privilege and capability that not every individual has. In the broader context of entertainment law, it raises interesting questions about how easily wealth, status, and connections can mold legal outcomes. Still, it's unfair to assume it's all about power. Sometimes protective orders genuinely serve the interest of a fair trial and guard against undue media influence. The challenge is discerning whether this particular move is truly about justice or about preserving a carefully curated image. Although the public face of this conflict focuses heavily on Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, we can't forget the other names involved. Wayfarer Studios, Justin Baldoni, and others are also key players in these legal disputes. Baldoni, known for his directorial work and community engagement, might have reasons of his own for supporting or contesting this protective order. After all, behind the polished announcements of upcoming films or philanthropic projects, there might be tensions that never see the light of day. Industry whispers hint at disagreements over contract terms, creative direction, or unfulfilled obligations. Meanwhile, fans speculate that something more personal or dramatic is at play. Could it be that these top-tier celebrities once collaborated seamlessly, but now find themselves at odds over credit, compensation, or working conditions? Protective orders, by their nature, keep these conflicts locked in the shadows. As a result, fans of both Lively and Baldoni can only guess at the real state of affairs. One thing's certain: if the documents ever see the light of day, they could alter alliances and careers in ways we can barely predict. Adding extra spice is the mention of the New York Times in the court documents. This venerable publication carries significant weight in shaping public opinion. Whenever the New York Times is involved, whether as a defendant or part of the broader dispute, it signals that the stakes are high. For Lively and Reynolds, it's not just a matter of controlling random gossip sites, it's about managing potential narratives in one of the most respected news outlets. And if the Times has any role in exposing behind-the-scenes intrigue, you can bet that the coverage would be thorough, unflinching, and widely circulated. Some observers wonder if this protective order is as much about preventing a high-profile expose as it is about legal defense. Perhaps certain communications with the media or plans for press coverage were revealed during discovery. If so, sealing those items might be a priority for a couple who values tight control over their public messages. Even the possibility of a major newspaper stepping into the ring ramps up the drama, making this protective order a flashpoint for how far celebrities can go to ensure their private dealings remain private. Why go to such lengths to protect these documents? The simplest answer is that there might be something in them that could reshape public perception. Could it involve alleged behind-the-scenes manipulations, questionable financial dealings, or even personal choices that contrast sharply with the wholesome image the couple projects? Alternatively, maybe it's nothing more than routine contract details that could be blown out of proportion if taken out of context. In either case, sealing. It all the way feels safer than letting tabloids spin every sentence into a scandal. There's also the possibility of protecting third parties. Sometimes, these documents mention business partners, staff, or family members who have no desire to be dragged into a legal circus. By securing a protective order, Lively and Reynolds may be shielding not only themselves, but also those in their orbit from unwanted attention. This angle often gets overlooked when gossip runs wild, yet it's entirely plausible that the real motivation is about respecting the privacy of individuals caught in the crossfire. If this protective order is granted, it could shift the norms for how high-profile entertainment lawsuits proceed. More celebrities might see this as a viable path, turning protective orders into a standard part of legal toolkits when reputations are on the line. Consequently, the public might see fewer dramatic revelations in open court and more speculation fueled by sealed documents. It's a trade-off: less verifiable information, but also fewer opportunities for malicious spin. The question is whether the entertainment-hungry public and the media will let that become the new normal. Yet, such developments come at a cost. Full transparency can hold powerful individuals accountable for inappropriate or questionable actions. If more information remains sealed, it might limit the public's ability to discern whether legal actions are fair or if certain parties are escaping scrutiny. Additionally, real victims, if there are any, could be overshadowed by a cloak of legal secrecy. This tension between privacy rights and public interest is as old as Hollywood itself, but it might become more pronounced in the years ahead. Even if you're not particularly invested in celebrity culture, there's a broader lesson here about how information is controlled and how narratives are shaped. We live in an era where a single text message can dominate headlines, and a handful of private emails can fuel endless conspiracy theories online. The protective order filed by Lively and Reynolds isn't just about Hollywood's most endearing couple, it's about the balance of power between public curiosity and private rights. When you see headlines about sealed court documents, remember that entire reputations, future projects, and personal relationships can hinge on whether those pages remain under lock and key. For aspiring entertainers, PR professionals, or simply curious observers, this story offers a masterclass in crisis management. The couple's swift, decisive legal tactic may serve as a blueprint for how others navigate controversies. Moreover, it raises critical questions about how the media should approach stories that are, for all intents and purposes, partially hidden. Behind a legal curtain, should journalists keep digging, or should they respect the sealed materials? As the dust settles and the public waits for the next twist, one unavoidable fact emerges. The protective order has added a layer of intrigue to a case already simmering with drama. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have long controlled their own narrative, charming us with witty banter and heartfelt gestures. Now, by seeking official court protection, they signal a willingness to fight for privacy and shape their story on their terms. Whether this hints at a deeply damaging revelation or just routine legal housekeeping remains unclear. But in the larger context of celebrity culture, it's another reminder that beneath every red carpet smile lies a world of negotiations, secrets, and reputational tightrope walks. The immediate upshot is that fans, critics, and media outlets will be left to piece together clues from whatever drips of information emerge. Each development will spark fresh debate, fueling rumor boards and social feeds. In a sense, the protective order has become an event in itself, a stage set for speculation where the main characters remain silent, letting legal documents do the talking. Will the hush-hush approach turn the storyline in their favor, or will it only prompt more investigative digging? Ultimately, the protective order underscores how complicated life becomes when personal brand, professional reputation, and legal obligations collide. The outcome may not only affect Lively and Reynolds, but also alter how Hollywood handles future conflicts. Perhaps a year from now, we'll look back on this moment as a pivotal point when the entertainment industry tightened its grip on sensitive information. Or maybe new revelations will emerge, forcing the couple back into the spotlight with an explanation. Either way, the story is far from over, and every step they take keeps us watching. For now, we can only wait and wonder what exactly lies behind those sealed documents, and how might it reshape the carefully tailored narrative of one of Hollywood's most beloved power couples? The truth is locked away, and only time, and perhaps a judge, will reveal whether the protective order truly protects them from a reputational tempest or merely delays the inevitable unveiling of Hollywood's hidden drama. And that wraps up everything we've uncovered about Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's dramatic fall from Hollywood's good graces. If you found this deep dive engaging or surprising, don't forget to tap that like button and subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you'll stay in the loop on all the latest twists and turns in the entertainment world. We appreciate every viewer who takes the time to support our content. And as always, may God bless you today, wherever you are. Thank you for watching.